What would you say? What would you think like what would be the next steps? I think we need to bring back the father. I think we need to. I think black women are really masculine, rude. They don't respect male authority, and I think that's because they grew up in fatherless households. So I think once we bring the father back into the household and we bring the new rules, idiots. And that's see. Here's the we have a couple of different topics. One is going to be limited serve less. I think we need to, less kitchen, more in the kitchen. We need to go back in the kitchen. What else? I'm not a fan of George Power. I think Jews have too much power in America and they use it for their own purposes to, wage a bunch of wars. That's why we're stuck in Iran and all across the Middle East right now. Did I say Spanish are drug dealers? Yeah, they're drug dealers. It's like one or two with them. It's either they work really hard and they like do roofing or landscaping, like I saw some of them when I was coming here, or they sell lots of cocaine. So that's basically what it is. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. But I think right now we got what does it say, Sean? It says ICE. We're doing the deportation. Deport our illegals. Okay, cool. But if you have anything else that you want to discuss as well, I'm open to it. And one of the main things I'm going to talk about as well is going to be I think Chuck the Builder did nothing wrong. I think it was a self-defense case. I think has a very strong self-defense case, despite the fact that people get mad about, oh my God, he says the N-word. Oh my God. I mean, who cares? Right? It's America. It's freedom of speech, right? No one cares if speech offends you. You got to, fight to defend people's ability to say it, whether you like it or not. No, there's a bunch of libtards probably here that I don't like, but I'll still fight for their ability to say the retarded shit that they say, like there's 99 genders. So we're in the beast in California. So who's up first? What's that, man? My name is Bardia, and first of all, I just want to say welcome to UCLA. Welcome to Kansas. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of like security and stuff like that. But and I don't mean to like put everyone on edge, like off the gate. Here we go. I don't know. Like, where's the glass, bro? Where's the glass? Like, do you know where you are? Well, here's the thing, man. I'm not too worried. If our dad's telling the truth, then it is what it is, man. Can't be scared to die, my friend. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to wish you luck. Um, and yeah, I might come back like a second time. I just wanted to say hi. I'm a huge fan. Okay. Shout out to Jawbreaker Girl. You had her on your show. Okay. I don't know if like, you remember her. No, I do. I do. She's cool. Yeah. And thank you. She's gonna like go crazy or some shit. Like, you said trying to kidnap dogs? Crazy or some shit. You know what I mean? That'd be a bad move, man. These guys, UCLA cops are pretty armed to the teeth, man. So it would be a good idea, but yeah. Your only relationship started when you were in your mid 30s and also ended in your mid 30s. Okay. Why should anybody listen to him for getting? Watch this guy that got beat by Andrew Wilson, right? No, I beat Andrew Wilson. Only dick riders. Only dick riders think Andrew won. By the way, so tell me again. Why should it? Can you shut the fuck up, ass? Listen, listen. No, you do follow me along. You literally relationship in your mid 30s. Why should anybody listen to you for dating advice? Actually, that's a good question. That's actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. Oh, are you? No, I am. I am glad because here's the thing, my friend. I've dated and been around a lot of women. Yeah, you have. Okay. Self-admitted you've had one relationship. Keep lying. Go ahead. Okay. Buddy, you do realize that you don't have to be within the confinements of a traditional relationship to understand and date and be around a lot of women, correct? So you know a lot about relationships?
Quite a bit, yeah. Quite a bit. And then most importantly, I understand female engagement to a degree to identify which women qualify for a relationship and which ones don't. Now, you might not know that because you're a simp and you're a sucker and you believe in the marriage institution. See, here's the thing. See, sir, that does not qualify you. Being married, that means basically, okay, well, I found a wife, I'm cool or whatever. That's not the male statistic of success. The male statistic of success is, do women, right? Do you have the ability to attract women?
You don't have the ability to attract women.
Yeah, okay. See,
I have a viral video. I have a viral video. I have a viral video asking women, did anybody find Myron Gaines attractive? 3,000 comments. Guess how many women said yes? Take a guess. Take a guess.
So you actually believe women when they tell you what they're attracted and what they're not?
Am I only supposed to believe you and no experience?
Okay, let me give you an example. As we were driving here, I saw Bundy drive. Are you familiar with the guy Ted Bundy?
Sure.
How many women showed up at his trial?
I'm sure people are crazy like Ted Bundy.
Okay,
but so you can't attract women. You're supposed to.
This is how you make. Are you gonna be quiet when I explain this to you?
What's Ted Bundy?
Because I'm gonna bring this somewhere. The reality is that the things that women are attracted to and aroused by are not politically correct a lot of the times, and women are not going to be honest, and they don't have a vested interest in being honest with what they are attracted and aroused by, because the things that arouse and attract them are not politically correct. So when someone,
Ted Bundy, they're being honest with the women that aren't attracted to you. They're being honest.
Once again, I'm trying to explain to you. Women like bad boys. Women like men that are dangerous. Women tend to be hypersophiliac significantly more than men, which means they're attracted to men that are dangerous, that are criminals, etc. Now, women aren't going to admit this openly for obvious reasons. So what they tell simps like you, right? I like a guy who's nice. I like a guy who gets me flowers. I like a guy who's XYZ. Yeah, that's what the model which you use. And you just mentioned shitty dating advice.
I don't say that.
So anyway, like I was saying, the reality is that women are not going to be honest about what they're attracted to and what they're aroused by. And I'm using Ted Bundy. The nice the Gucci man, why are we
those ladies, but you don't believe the ones that say you're on the track?
I believe their actions. If a girl wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go look at some dude's trial, who's a criminal, okay, that she doesn't even know, he doesn't even know that she exists, that tells you where women stand sexually in a lot of things. And again,
it's convenient what you believe. It's convenient.
I'm just giving you
those women.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Believe that the women are attracted to the
Richard Ramirez.
Believe the women aren't attracted to you. Why do you believe them but not that?
I'm telling you that they're not going to be honest with you and tell you that they're attracted to you.
Yeah, but they're honest about Ted Bundy. They're honest about Ted Bundy, but they're not honest about you.
Yeah, they're not going to go on camera and tell some random guy who's like, do you find Myron Gaines attractive? Who's a very, radically right-wing guy who's very controversial, whatever you find him attractive? Of course she's going to tell your dumb monkey.
You have everything. You supposedly have everything these women want. Okay. So she's going to say, believe if you want to believe. Believe if you want to believe. You guys like everything else. I got it. Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'll say. Okay, that's what I'll say. Whether you think I'm attractive with the weird women that you ask to think I'm attractive as well, the point I'm trying to make is that I've been with a lot of women here. Are you gonna let me finish what I'm saying? Because you're the one that's making the claim that I don't know anything about females. Whatever.
I don't.
Okay, sure. Then we just built a very successful podcast, saving guys from
my controversy, by getting this guy.
Because from telling the truth. And the truth is,
why I said you're controversy. Rage bait is popular. It's not because you tell the truth. It's because people love rage bait, and that's what you do. You're the king of rage bait, and people love that.
I just proved to you a second ago.
I love that shit.
This women like.
Why don't they like you?
How do you know they don't?
Because I know they do.
Okay, prove that they do. Again, yeah, who's
like you?
Looks like a woman in the back.
Angie said she's happy without you. The only girlfriend you've had says she's happy without you, so that's the proof I need. You had one girlfriend, she says she's better without you. So that's enough proof for me.
So when I say, when it comes to girlfriend, right, that was the only girl that I applied for, took care of, etc. All the other girls that I've been with, I've had plenty of relationships. I've had 3 or 4 girlfriends at a time, had a bunch of women. So, but the only girl that I said, no, I'm going to take this to the next level. Because I have a vetting thing.
Yeah, you're
going to be talk. Because you're the one making that decision.
You're going to keep lying. You say stupid shit, then yeah, I'm going to interrupt you.
No, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm explaining to you what it is. You're over here making these claims that are completely wrong. This is why you don't have an audience. Nobody wants you.
I have 100,000 followers. That's why you've been following me. I have 100,000 followers in your year. I live here. Don't follow you anyway.
Oh, I didn't just see you from Arizona before?
Yeah, they're right. I'm Eric. I'm fucking American tour. I'm not here. What are you doing there? This guy's, I'm not American tour. So I was going to be there. The unfuck American tour, dumbass. I didn't know you were going to be there.
You definitely did.
No, I
You
did.
definitely did. You definitely did. Because you weren't like a fat Jew. You did know. You weren't.
You know who I am. I don't have an audience. You do know
No,
who
I
I
don't
am.
even know who your name is, bro. I really don't know. I just know that you're a couple of people that's married. Yeah, I got demolished.
I have 11,000 followers in less than a year.
Congratulations. Congratulations. 100,000. That's still insignificant. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Cares. You do. What I'm trying to make is, yeah, because I knew right away as soon as you were across, oh, this guy, this fucking weirdo. Yeah, of course. Waiting the whole time. But again, I proved you wrong. If it like that voice, you can sit there and say, I don't think you get girls. Okay, well, that's demonstrably false. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I've had sex with this many girls. That's irrelevant. What I'm trying to make is I've talked to a bunch of women, almost 4,000. I've been with a lot of women. I am very selective on the girls that I date and take seriously and to a point any type of long-term relationship where I might pay for anything. So just the fact that you saw one of them, which was Angie, was the only girl that I actually like paid for and took care of, that was only one. But I've been with hundreds of girls before that. So I am very selective on which girls I take seriously. I have a very strict vetting phase. I teach guys how to do that. You might not like that. You don't understand that, but you're playing by whole other. You don't understand how modern the movement is. And that's the issue. You're a married guy. You're out the fucking game. You don't know what you're talking about. Quite frankly, there's a reason why nobody watches this movie. And we need to go back to tell people. Here's another thing also. To be honest here. We need to go back to tell people they're fucking stupid. We don't do that enough. We sit there, oh, I got ADD, I got ADHD, I have this problem where I can't focus or whatever. I have hyper attention. No, you're just fucking stupid. We need to go back to telling people they're fucking dumb. They get demonstrably. Yeah, we need to bring back bullying as well. Like someone comes in and says something demonstrably false. I asked 100 women and they all said they didn't like you. Okay, bro. Women are never honest about what they like. If women were honest about what they like, they would say, okay, I want you to ignore me when I call you. I want you to play hard to get. I want you to have multiple women and have free selection. I want you to dress well, be in the gym, not take me seriously, always let me as an afterthought, focus on everything else about being a better man and not focus on me, and be toxic every now and then, tell me to shut the fuck up. Women would never admit this to you though, would they? And this is exactly why so many guys struggle. Stupid dating coaches like that doesn't understand how modern women are. Now there's some women here that are problematic hearing that. That's so offensive, that's so misogynistic. Guess what? I'm fucking realistic when it comes to women. My friend busting off this shit. Amazon bestseller, Why I'm Deserved Less, feel free to get it. Why I Deserve Even Less, both 2 and then both 3, Why I'm Deserved Nothing coming very soon. But the point I'm trying to make is that what women say and what they're attracted to or respond to favorably are two different fucking things. And that guy just demonstrated he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You get no girls. Okay, sure. What's up, man? Welcome.
It's fine. I would agree with you when you say that none of us exist. Obviously, I want to support the non-whites. I want to get rid of the blacks.
Why did I say you guys don't exist? I said that it's not like a viable excuse anymore to claim systemic racism. It exists, but it's not to keep anyone from success. So you might want to be. I support any groups of people to exercise nationalism. I've been very vocal about this. I think if people want to be nationalists, people want to be Mexican nationalists, people want to be nationalists in general, and they love their group of people, that's fine. I've always thought it was weird how white nationalists can't be white nationalists without being called some pejorative term and lose job opportunities. Meanwhile, other groups of people can be nationalists with no consequence. So I think I think every group of people should be able to be out of their skin and their heritage.
That's going to be a civil war, right? There's black nationalists, white nationalists, Latino nationalists. That's going to be a civil war, correct?
I think that there's ways to mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
You want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via. There's ways to mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
You want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via. There's other ways to go about it, but.
The Civil Rights Act. You are against that, correct?
I just don't think that's a realistic option in 2026.
So
I understand that you want to repeal it, but we have to be realistic as are you really going to be able to repeal that in 2026 and beyond?
We will, but okay. Do you guys more or less likely to repeal the 19th Amendment?
Well, the 19th Amendment, I think that's if we want to talk about the 19th Amendment, that's actually for a lot of the issues that we have. But I think we'd probably be able to repeal it. I think it's easier probably to repeal the 19th Amendment versus
repeal the 19th Amendment. The entire reason that white nationalists want to do that is because then we'll vote and then we'll win on white nationalism, correct? Isn't that the entire goal?
I don't know about that, man. I mean,
the reality is that, whites are, dropping off when it comes to, the what majority, and then of the,
We wanna stop that, we wanna get rid of them.
of course, I get that, but the other reality also is that many of the whites aren't gonna vote for them, right? Like, this is a very small subset of people, that believe that, which again, this is the beauty of the United States of America, we can have this discussion, for the First Amendment.
That's right, and so one of the JP arguments, I watched your video with Louis Theroux, behind the scenes. You mentioned, but the one that you didn't mention was the whole idea that immigration is, do you believe that immigration is?
That was brought up, but he actually cut that out. We did a lot of discussion, he cut out, we did hours of discussion, he cut all that stuff.
So you believe that are trying to replace white people in America, is that correct, or no?
I would argue there's some. I would, yeah, and then it's kind of funny because they don't, like I said, I don't stay at all.
And so you don't think that we should stop that, or we should continue it, or what's your opinion?
Well, I think, immigration needs to be at this point extremely, selective. If we're gonna.
We're all taking minority, we don't think mass deportations, but what's the point?
Well, again, you're gonna argue from that perspective, your perspective, and I understand. Yeah, well, then you can make that argument, but I do think that there is some merit from, bringing in people from other places that have some space in.
So do you support legal immigration, do you not support it, what's your opinion on that?
So I think immigration works, but it's gotta be, we have to fix it. We need an immigration moratorium for several years. We need to fix our visa system, we need to fix our border, we need to fix sanctuary system, city problem, we need to fix our asylum issues. We have so many problems when it comes to. It's literally,
So where's-
the wildfire, it's a disaster.
which people would you actually allow from here?
I would go off of more of a O visa type, thing where we would want people that are exceptional, that are really good at what they do, where we can't necessarily replace that skill set. Here, we don't have that skill set. Yeah, we want to bring in the best and brightest and, obviously be able to, compete with some of our adversaries.
With Chinese people, is that correct?
Well, it's not necessarily about replacing, I think. So here's the problem, well, let me be blunt about this, because I've had this criticism of white people and white men in general. You guys have to get your whip in check.
Yeah, I know.
You guys don't have your
Yeah,
check.
I agree.
Let's talk about white people. You guys don't have your check at all. Like, in general, don't want to date white men. A lot of them, are totally cool being. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They're fooled by they tend to be very impressionable. You guys need to get your whip in check, and that is why you guys have the birthing crisis that you guys have. Is because white don't necessarily subscribe to having children young, having big families. They'd rather pursue,
Yeah, so actually the reason I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wigman chicks told me here to ask for dysfunction. That was actually the original argument supposed to happen.
No, we need to continue on them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly. Okay, so you should be having this discussion with your white men, to be honest.
No, I mean, look, so you're a white, is that correct?
Yes, a lot of them subscribe to progressive ideologies that are the reason why you guys are declining in citizenship.
Why you sorry, you don't need to talk to white, try to, interact with them at all.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a person now. You're literally behaving like a person. You are behaving like a person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part. When I criticize, they'll sit there and say, like you're saying, you're not. But you can't criticize us. They're right. They're right. Shit right now. Because I don't have to be. See, here's the thing. Hey, Paul, age of 47, relax. Age of 47, relax. Here's the thing. I don't have to be white to be able to identify white politics and why you guys have the ones that you guys have. Clearly, you don't have the platform or the ability to tell these women to get back in the kitchen. So guess what? Now I got to do it for you because you don't have the platform to do it. So the reality is that and what you want to do, you can say what you want to say. You can be a white nationalist, cool. I actually fight and defend for your ability to do so. But if we're going to have this discussion about white replacement, etc., well, who controls and you're the gatekeepers of sex? It is they. So stop complaining, stop trying, because you sound like a. Right now, let's be honest. You have a victim mindset. Stop being a book. Get out there. Tell you. Subscribers. Start creating families. Start putting in the church. So, and, yeah, we start getting some white babies.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay, so look, some degree I actually do agree with you. Here's the thing. The problem here is that, yeah, we white people, we gotta figure out what the place, what the roles are gonna be for white men, white women. The problem is, I don't, and I've talked to a lot of white folks, we don't want your Muslim getting back in the kitchen with a garbage bag on their head. We don't want that. So when you're promoting that stuff, that's never gonna work for us. Do you understand that?
What's the
Go to
problem?
Islam. Yeah, you're Islamic, you don't.
See, if you watch my podcast, I don't really talk about religion.
You're really view as basically Islamic, correct?
No, actually, I would argue that, are you Christian? That explains everything. Yeah, this guy just hates everybody, including God. Well, you're Myron, also just for the record. You don't worship him, no, Jesus. So yeah, like, it's like, let me just say one more thing. My thing is, no, because you're coming in from a position where you don't know. I don't promote Islam. I'm actually very, like, I respect religion, I understand religion, but, I kind of find it funny because Islam, Christianity, and the Abrahamic religions in general kind of solve this problem. So maybe you might have God. Okay, but you might, but that's the problem. You might want to find God and help them.
But no, listen, your view of is basically Islamic. You hate them, you want to swear guard.
Some of the Abrahamic religions, devout Christians, devout, and devout Muslims would agree with me that need to be subservient to men. That's how it's always worked. Shit, we got the Karen. Let's go.
I literally have no idea who you are.
Okay, so I don't know what just happened. No one's out. She just cut the line. Whatever. Do you have anything else you want to say? Agent 47 or no?
Who are you?
Agent 47.
Poor thing, I'm 1/4 Ashkenazi, just FYI.
That makes sense. Very. That makes sense. A white nationalist. That's crazy, bro. Hey, guys. Hey, you guys. And he's trying to infiltrate and subvert, man. Everybody comes into a white nationalist. You guys are cooked. That guy's looking.
What's your name? If you're literally gonna stand here, if you're gonna sit there and tell me
Yeah.
you need to get back to the kitchen, state your name. State your name.
No, it's kind of funny. She's got a carrot. Got everybody in line.
You just
Right? You're a Karen. You cut everybody in line. There's a line behind you. There's a line behind you.
Then you're just
Showing the privilege. I know somebody over here talking on a microphone. You should be in the kitchen somewhere. And she's like, say your name, as if like, are you that? Or you can't like, figure it out?
load of
Here we go. Okay, what am I? Hey, what am I wrong about specifically? Karen, what am I wrong about? They never can actually say when I'm wrong. Get on start feeling like we're in. I want. Right now, as we speak, they're drone striking and considering almost a 1-for-1. That military. Guys are retarded. Like, that's their own. The point I'm trying to make is I talked to a bunch of women. Remember the fact that like the Israeli
The coalition, like when they would attack Yemen, or it's very similar, attack the Houthis and hit civilians sometimes were guilty of like genocide.
yeah, you can make the argument, yeah.
It bothered me when people made that argument. It really kind of like limited our ability to do what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
Let me share just the way I thought about Iran, which was this. Like, they were dangerous, not because they were suicidal and they were going to, kick off World War III, but they were dangerous because they were critically ill. And the idea then is that, the regime's not entirely popular with their own people. If they get these nuclear weapons and the dying days of the regime, there's nothing to stop them from launching them at all their enemies, whether that's the Gulf states, all the Sunni states, whether that's Israel, whether that's the American proxies in the region. And because of that, there are kind of two ways you could go about it. You know, I was in the military under like Obama's administration, and he would try to kind of pay them off. Sometimes he'd be accused of funding terrorists. And the idea was we'll just wait them out. Maybe some of this money will go to the proxies, but in the end, we're going to avert a larger conflict. The other way you can handle it is a little tougher on Iran, and it's kind of what we're doing now.
That's foolish. I think the jury's still out. Leaving the JCPOA was retarded. It was absolutely stupid. You know, because once we left the JCPOA, that basically, you know, emboldened them to start enriching at a higher level.
I don't think they were following it beforehand.
No, they absolutely were. IAEA was there. It was okay. So here's the thing. Everyone talks about like, oh, they were getting nuclear weapons, but no one ever talks about what led up to that. 2015, we entered the JCPOA. 2016, Trump comes into power. 2018, he pulls out of the JCPOA. 2019, Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, who's owned by the Jews, designates the IRGC as a terrorist group. After he designates them as a terrorist group, Trump attacks and kills Qasem Soleimani. After he kills Qasem Soleimani, obviously they also put in hard sanctions. So if you're doing all this, and then you're also enabling, you know, the Israelis to do whatever they want, amnesty, creating the Abraham Accord, trying to get around the Palestine question. Well, of course, they're going to enrich at a higher level because of U.S. aggression alongside Israeli aggression. We're talking about two nuclear armed powers. So what Iran was doing from a strategic standpoint was maintaining what's called a nuclear state. We're going to enrich at a certain level where we can, it's always been about, and Iran has been extremely measured in a lot of their responses. And I hate that I have to say this all the time because I don't like Iran. I don't care about the IRGC. Like, I'm not a fan of these countries. It is so incredible how much disinformation that Fox News and American media in general puts out, where so many Americans probably don't even know what I'm talking about right now, because they always talk about, well, they're going to get nukes, they're going to get nukes. Well, let's talk about why were they trying to get nukes? What did we do? We pulled out the JCPOA, we left it, and then they're like, well, we have nothing else to do because the JCPOA was to relieve sanctions. We pulled out of that, and I think that would have been a fantastic thing. And then one other thing I'll say is on February 27th, the day before we attacked them, while we were doing negotiations, by the way, for the second time we attacked them, the Oman person, right? Somebody needs to put those women in the kitchen. Why are these, you know, what the hell's going on here, right? Let's bitch in more kitchen. The kids, oh, my bad, I can't, my vision sucks. So, yeah, I didn't know what the hell's going on there. What the hell? Sorry, I get used to it because women always protest on my thing, so I'm like, oh, is that,